So, very good afternoon to all of you. So, once again, after a week, good afternoon. So, after a week, you all are here. So, how was your MST? How was your MST?
Amazing.
Okay, good. So, have you attempted all questions, all of you, or not?
For sure, obviously.
Or any doubt in any question? So, I will now mute you all. So, today the next topic is the new chapter, that is planning. So it is the last topic of part 3. So part 1 and part 2 was there in MST 1. So this is the last topic of part 3. In past part 3, we had the topic first of all uncertainty, in which we did the Bayes theorem, then the fuzzy system and fuzzy logic. Now this is the part 3, that is the planning. It is a very simple topic, very easy topic to you understand, because you all know what is planning. So I have kept somebody in some students in a waiting room. So let them wait for 10 minutes. Planning, very important topic. It is very easy, but also very important. Now the question is why we are studying this topic, that is known as the planning. The main reason is uh, again, in the start of every lecture or every topic, I say that the main objective of AI is to develop a system which does all the work at particular time human does better. So we want to develop a system that mimics the human being. So this is the main objective of the artificial intelligence. So as you know that one of the key element of the human is decision making, and after decision he decides whether to do job or not. If it decides to do one particular job that he has to carry out, then he needs a plan. So what is a planning? It is a step by whole plan, that is the step by step actions that one person or a system takes for the necessary action to accomplish some work. So that is known as the simplest definition of the planning. So question is why we need the planning. The answer to this question is that we want to accomplish the given work properly. So if we make a plan, then it will result in accomplishment of any job or any task in our hand. So this is the main objective of the planning. And if we do plan, then our work is little bit easy. It is in a sequential manner. It is very easy to accomplish the job. Otherwise, we will do all the things, but in a haphazard manner. So if we want to remove this haphazard manner, so we have to plan. So planning is an important component of we human being, because we plan all the events. Even in a schedule, we plan our day schedule. So this your lecture what we are taking daily, it is also a plan. If it would not have been a proper plan, then you will not know today whose lecture is there. So if it has a timetable is a proper plan. So you go through your timetable. Date sheet is a proper plan. So if you have a proper plan of anything, of examination of your classes, then it is accomplished very well and very properly. Otherwise, it will be a randomized way or the haphazard manner, and it will always create a confusion. So this is that why we plan and how we plan. Next question is how we plan. Or question, is it necessary for planning already, or always it is necessary to plan? Obviously, most of the time we can plan if we know about the environment of the system, then you can make a plan. But there are certain systems where you cannot make a plan in advance, where you can only make a very small plan, not a total plan, not a where we make the small partial plans because we do not know about the system how it will work. This type of system is known as the reactive system. They, because we do not know how it will behave, so we make a small plan just to start the system. Then what is the reaction of the system? According to that, we make a further plan. So sometime we make a total plan. Total plan means right from the start to the end. It is always possible or only possible if we know about the environment of the system, if we know how the system is going to behave. That is the unreactive system. We know about the system, but some systems need reaction. They are reactive. Whatever action we take, according to that, opposite reactions comes from the system, or vice versa is there. Some reaction action comes from the system, and then accordingly we react. There we cannot make a whole plan or total plan. There we make the partial plans. So plan is very much important, and it depends upon a system. What type of plan you will be making, it depends upon a system under study or under investigation. So it is, but planning is very much important. Either you make a whole plan or either you make a partial plan. Planning is very much important there. So I will allow some students, those who are waiting now. So this is the thing where the planning is. Now I will share some slides with you where we will see what are the different types of definitions of planning. Simply, you know, it is a set of actions to accomplish any job or any task or any problem. And if it is a problem, then simple thing is we have to start, make all the important actions right from the goal start state or initial state to the goal state. So to make these actions, we divide the actions of a planning into four components or the four actions. What are those actions? We will study in a, we will go through the slide, but I will give you an idea of four actions. What happens? Four actions or the four components of any planning system is that a plan is there. Any problem can be solved in many ways. Means you can have a many solutions as you did in a mean sense analysis. You can solve a problem in many ways. You can apply the different types of operators. Here also, you can make a different types of plan to accomplish your system or to accomplish your job. So we have many of the options, many of the plans available. If you know about your system, then you can make plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. So first of all thing is you have to choose the one of the best plan which according to you will be best with the given situation. Then is after choosing, we have to implement all the steps written on the in that particular plan. We have to implement on the system to accomplish the task, to fulfill the task, to complete the task. Now, suppose any step written in a plan you want to apply to the system, but system is not in that particular state where your action can be applied directly. So what to do now? Sometimes your system is in a state where an action written in a plan can be applied directly. But sometimes your system is not in a particular state where the action what you have written can be applied directly. So in that case, second step is you have to make some changes or bring your system to that particular state where you can implement the actions written in the plan. Same as there was a means and analysis. Here the word we are using is the action. There the word we were using were the operators. So where we have many operators to solve the problem, then we have to select the best operator. Then we have to see your system is in that particular state where the operator can be applied or not. Same is that here, but here we will say not an operator, but we will say an action of a plan. So this is two steps. First is choosing the best plan, or there can be many plans, choosing the one of the plan. Second is you are bringing your system into that particular state where you can apply the actions of your plan. Second step. Third step is you have to find whether you have to make some you can say plan, or some steps has to be written where you can detect whether the solution has been found or not. And the simple way of finding is just find the difference between your initial state and the goal state. If the difference between the initial state and the goal state becomes null or zero, then we say the solution is achieved. So here it will be the last action of the plan, that the solution has been achieved and successful. You can say print successful, or message you can give that your plan was successful and all the job is finished. So this is the third step, that you have to detect the solution. So best way to detect the solution that your goal has been reached is find the difference between the initial state and the goal state. And if this difference is null, or if this difference is zero, you can say that yes, you have find the solution. Sometimes there is a system where we cannot find the solution. Whatever action you take, it does not make your system to move forward. Your system gets stuck. That situation is known as deadlock. That's it, or the dead end. So your plan must have one step which should also detect whether your system has stuck into the deadlock or not. It is also very important. As that thing is important to find whether the solution has been found. This thing is also important. You have to see whether your system is moving or not while taking an action of a plan. If you are taking action of your plans, but your system remains there only, it does not change the state, it stucks off. That state is known as the deadlock or the dead state. So you have to come out of that particular deadlock. So there are various methods that you have already done in operating system, how to come out of the deadlock. In database also, you have done how to come out of the deadlock. But the important thing is your plan must have one step to detect the deadlock. Otherwise, it will be the wastage of the resources. Because your system is not changing any state and you are applying the same actions again and again, and it will not change or bring any change in your system. So four components of any planning is, I will repeat again, first choosing the best plan or the best available solutions. Then you have to see whether your system in that is in that particular state where you can apply the actions of your plan. Third is you should detect whether you have found the solution, you have reached the end of the problem, you have find the solution of the problem. So there should be some steps. And the best thing is to find the difference between the initial state and the goal state. If that difference is zero, yes, you have found the solution. And the last component of any planning is you must have any mechanism through which you can detect if there is any deadlock for the dead situation. So these are the four important components of the plan. So what we have done, what is planning? Then what is the type? What are the types of system? One type of system is reactive system, and another type of system is unreactive system. So reactive system are those systems whose you cannot make a plan in advance for your reactive system, because all you can make only start plan. Then you will see the reaction of the system. What the system reacts accordingly, you make a further plan. But there are some systems where the environment is already known, so it will always remain the same system because it is an unreactive system. So on those systems, you can make a total plan or a full plan right from the beginning. Then there are types of planning like total plan and partial order plan, and that I have given you just hint of those plans. We will also do. And these are divided into two categories. One is the linear planning and another is the non-linear planning. So linear planning is a type of planning where all the actions written in a plan, they are implemented in sequential manner. And non-linear planning, where we actions written in a plan are not implemented in a sequential manner, because obviously there are some conditions. On the basis of condition, you may move to one set of plan actions or on the another set of actions. Suppose there is some if condition is there. So if condition is true, then you will do these steps. If the condition is false, then you will do this step. So here it is non-linear, or sometimes some jumps are there. Jumps where if this condition is there, leave this step, move to that particular, jump to that particular step, go to situation. So what you have done in a programming jump, sometimes there is a loop continue where you restart again and again. Then there is a break. You come out of the jump out of the loop. So these are the situations where the actions are taken, which is a type of non-linear planning. Partial order planning is also a type of non-linear planning. We will see in detail. Then there is a hierarchical planning, where it is seen that you can only solve the, you can make a plan in such a manner, or because system is such that you have to make a hierarchy of actions. First action has to be taken at this level, then only the action of the next level can be taken. Until or unless you do not process the above upper level elements, you cannot process the lower level elements. That type of planning or that type of system where such things are required for the implementation of the actions, that type of planning is known as the hierarchical plan. So what we have done non-linear planning, linear planning. In linear planning, we have a total order planning, and in non-linear, it is a partial order planning and hierarchical planning. Then there are some constraints about the planning. Constraints are limitations always. You can, because I am saying that you can have several plans to solve a particular problem, but maybe one plan have one constraint, another plan has got another constraint. Two major constraints are, one is the temporal constraint. Temporal constraint means constraint of a time. You have to complete a particular job in a particular duration of time. So you have to make the plan accordingly that you can finish your job in that particular duration only. So there is a limit, there is a constraint. Suppose today's lecture, so today's time is 2 hours, 1:30 to 3:30. So I have to complete whatever the topic is or this lecture in this particular duration. So this is the temporal constraint. I cannot have lecture tomorrow because tomorrow you have different lecture. So this type of constraint is known as the temporal constraint. When you have examination, the 3 hours duration are there for your final examination, then you have to complete your job in that particular 3 hours. So that is the temporal constraint. Next comes the resource constraint. So resource can be man, money, or material. So these are the resources of any system. So when you attempt your examination, you have a 32-page sheet. So one page, 2 pages for your writing your information. So you have 30 pages. So here the resource constraint is there. You have to finish, you have to write all the answers in those particular 30 pages only, because that is type of resource constraint. So your examination and final examination, it is having both types of constraint, resource constraint as well as the temporal constraint. So when you are making a plan that how you will go through your examination, so you keep in mind these two things. Sometime what happens, your examination is example of every type of you can say planning or every type of system. You have done all the questions and all the what you have prepared, and whole examination your question paper has those questions only. So whatever the plan you have made already, you can execute because you know all the questions and it was within the syllabus. So you can go through one by one, and whatever the plan you have made earlier, that you can execute accordingly. That is the total plan. Whatever you have made the total plan. So sometimes there are sometimes the question comes out of syllabus, not, and sometimes the question you do not know but it is in a syllabus, so it may take more time. So it is a reactive, now it is a reaction. So there was a reaction, so you have to attempt, you have to, you cannot, if you have studied well whole syllabus, then you can implement the total order plan. But if you have not studied, you will see the exam, then you will see this question, oh I can do or not. That is, you are making the partial. It is a reactive system. Your reactions are taking according to the questions. You may know the questions, you may do not know the question, answer of the question. So your examination is the best example. You can fit it into any type of, you can say, plan. So it is a type of reactive. But in my consent, more 80% is gone into the reactive system, sorry, unreactive system, because you know the syllabus, your examination syllabus, you know the duration, you know the number of sheets required. So it is, you know about the environment of your examination. If you do not know the environment of your examination, then it will be the reactive system. Suppose you want to do some research on a space, but you do not know more about the space until you go there or until some experiment has to be carried out. So those type of systems are the reactive system, where you cannot make the full plan. You make a plan first to exit this your this gravity and reach to space. Then accordingly you plan, and you have a control in the ground, that is the ATC control. So this is the way we make a plan of your system. So this is all. Sorry. We will also do one example or the case study, that is the block we have done already in a block problem. So blocks will be given, so one over the another. That is, our initial situation was will be given, and final situation always also will also be given, where you have to arrange the blocks in a different manner. So one state to the another state, initial state to the goal state. So that is known as the goal stack problem. It is also known as the goal stack problem or the block world problem. So case study has to be done. You have done same thing in a means and analysis, but here writing will be little bit different. So whatever the action you have to take from coming from one state of the block world problem to the another state, some restrictions are given. There are some requests are there. You, some rules are there to apply, that you have to stack some block or you have to unstack. So your arm should be empty, as we did in means and analysis. So same case study will be there in a planning system also. So this is the what we will do today, and if time permits, we will also start with the next chapter, that is the genetic algorithm. But let us see today in detail what I have discussed up till now. We will see in a detailed manner. If anybody want to ask anything up till now, he can ask. Yes, I have unmuted you all. You can ask me any question if required. Yes, I have unmuted you all. You can ask any question. After now, Sanjay Khandelwal, please unmute yourself. Sanjay, Sanjay, have you understood up till now what we have done? Hello, Sanjay, I am not getting your voice. Harsimarjeet Kaur, you unmute yourself. Harsimarjeet, Harsimarjeet Kaur, unmute yourself. Harsimar. Then there is Poonam. Poonam. Yes, Poonam. Are you getting my voice? I am not receiving your voice at this moment. Poonam. Is there Seema ma'am? Seema ma'am, are you getting my voice? Let me see. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੋ Seema ma'am, you speak. You speak now. So are you getting my voice? I'm not getting your voice back. Tanveer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's okay. So why they are not speaking? Sanjay, Poonam, Harsimarjeet. Sanjay, Poonam, Harsimarjeet. You also unmute yourself, Sanjay, Poonam, Harsimarjeet. I have allowed you all to unmute. The name I'm speaking, they can unmute. Means they are absent. Poonam, Harsimar. Poonam is there, but her voice is not coming. So okay, let me share the screen now. All of you go through my screen now. So this is what we will do today. So first of all, what is planning? The execution of planning is about choosing 1 minute. Let me do in another way. So execution of planning is about choosing a sequence of action with a high likelihood to complete the specific task. So what I said already, a system or the problem can have more than one plan. So it is the execution of the planning is about choosing the sequence of actions, because in one plan, plan number one, you have sequence of actions like, let's see in my board, x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. So this is the plan 1 where the sequence of action is x1, x2, x3, x4 and x5. This is plan P1, and there is a plan P2 where the sequence of action is x5, x4, x3, x2, x1, and there is plan P3 where sequence of action is x1, x2, x3, x5 and x4. So these are the sequence of actions. So we have one, plan two, and plan three. So what is planning? So these all are plan one and plan two, but you have to choose that particular thing where the likelihood of completion of the specific task is more. So even we have to rearrange the actions sometimes so that the likelihood of completion of the specific task is more. Planning is the key ability for intelligent systems. So if the system is intelligent, if you want that your system should be intelligent system, so it should have an ability of planning. Otherwise, your system will be just a dumb system because it is not having any capability or ability to plan. So if we in AI, if you want to develop a system which are with an objective that it should replace the human beings, so your system, that particular system, should have an ability to intelligently plan. So it increasing their autonomy, means increase the autonomy of a system and flexibility through the construction of sequences of actions to achieve a particular goal or their goals. Next definition, it this planning involves the representation of actions and the world models, reasoning about the effects of action. So it also enlists what actions can be taken in a real world in a given particular model, and it also should reason out what will be the effects of these actions and techniques for efficiently searching the space of possible plans. It is not only writing the actions, but while planning, you must also go through what will be the effect of these actions. What will the effect on a systems? Whether so, this is means is these actions taking your system forward towards the goal, or these actions have made your system stuck, or as your system has entered into any deadlock situation. So we have to see the effects of implementation of those actions in a planning. Not only writing the planning, but we have to see what will be the effect of those particular actions. So the planning in artificial intelligence is about the decision making. So I already said, so your intelligent system is dead, we can make the decisions. So you have to make the decisions and making tasks performed by the robots or the computer programs to achieve a specific goal. So everything is done with the help of the programming. The code is written. So in the plan also, you make a code. Let me see who is waiting there in a waiting room. So next question is why we plan. We plan, and second is what are types of plan. So I have repeated many a times that why we plan. We plan so that whatever the job is in our hand, whatever the problem is in our hand, so we make a smooth uh, group of actions so as to accomplish that particular job or to complete that particular work or to find the solution of that particular problem. Therefore, we make a plan. So it will make your work smooth. Otherwise, if we do not make a plan, then it will create a confusion. It will be in a haphazard manner. So this is the major thing about the planning, that why we need to plan. Sometimes work can be accomplished without planning. If your system is very small system, it has only 2 or 3 actions to complete or accomplish the goal of the system, then you need not plan. But if the system is large, you need more than many steps are there. And sometimes the steps are condition based. You have to check the condition, then you have to implement some particular steps. Then it is required. It becomes the necessity for the plan if your system is very big. So suppose some functions, you are organizing some function in your college. So some functions are very small functions. So you need not plan in advance, but some functions are very large. Suppose annual day is there. So you have a proper plan, and you make, first of all, you make rehearsals of those plans so that it should execute properly. It should not stuck somewhere. So it depends upon what type of system you are working with, what the type of problem is in your hand. So some, if the problem is very small and you know about the problem, then you need not plan. So suppose you have already known how to drive a car, so you need not plan how to drive a car because you know how to drive a car. But if you are coming from your home to college, it is hardly 15 kilometers or 12 kilometers, so you need not plan again and again. But now suppose you know the driving and you are going for a, you can say, tour of India. So now you have to plan because where you will halt, where you will stay in the night. So whole planning is there. So if you want to make a whole round of your India or different states cover, then a proper plan is needed. Though you are taking the car, so you have to make all the plannings. There can be some problem in a car, repairing may be needed, car may be punctured. So you have to take in account all the situations. So otherwise, your whole journey will be in a haphazard manner. It will not, you will complete your task, but it will be the problematic. So if you do not have a proper plan. So if your system is very high, the problem is very typical. The system you are under investigation is very big, large system, and you do not know about the environment of the system, how it works, then definitely you need a plan. Next is types of plan. So just see the types of plan. I have already told you linear planning and non-linear planning. So before that, types of planning, I told you about, it will slide afterwards. It is a linear planning, then it is a non-linear planning. In linear planning, we have a total order planning. Then non-linear planning, we have partial order planning and hierarchical planning. So before that, we should see what are the actions or the components of the planning system. So the foremost component of your planning system, I'm repeating all the things again for you. I have already told you about these things. Choose the best rule for applying the next rule based on the best available heuristics. Heuristic means whatever the information you have got about your system and whatever that you can say uh, coding or what are the algorithm you want to apply to solve the system. So you should have some heuristic, some knowledge about that. If I do like this, if I go through this method, this will be the cost. If I go through this method, this will be the cost. Like we have done different types of search techniques, heuristics are BFS, A star, AO, hill climbing. So heuristics are applied there. So actions, basically actions, group of action is also known as the algorithm. So in planning, so planning is also includes the algorithm, means how you will solve the problem step by step. So it, you can say either in the form of algorithms or you can say it is a step-by-step action. Basically, these are one and the same thing. And you, if there are many plans, if you do like this method, you have this method or this method. So here the cost will something different. Here the cost will be different. Here the cost will be different. So you have to choose the best among them. So different plans are available. The first component of any planning system, you have made the plan, you have made the several plans, but you have to choose the best one. Same in the means and analysis. Several operators can be applied, but you have to choose the best operator. Then apply the choose. Suppose you have selected this one, P2. You have selected plan P2. Now just see these actions can be directly applied to the system as it is in whatever the state your system is. Can you apply this? If you cannot apply this, then you have to make your system into that particular state. Suppose you have decided to go from Amritsar to Jalandhar through your car. There were options that you can go through bus, you can go through your bike, you can go through your car, and you have decided these are the three possibilities. So you have decided for a car, but you just see when you go out, you see your car is punctured, so you cannot apply now. So you have to bring your system in that particular state first of all. So you have to get the puncture repaired, then only you can apply that particular rule. So this is the case. So you have to apply the chosen rule or the chosen plan for computing the new problem state. That only you can change the state from Amritsar to the Jalandhar. Next is detect when a solution has been found. So how you will detect in this particular case? You will go through the milestones. If the milestone reaches 80, means the distance between the Jalandhar and Amritsar is 80 kilometers. Once you reach the Bias, the milestone reaches 40, means you are the halfway. Once you go to Kartarpur, it is 18, means still the difference is 18. Once you enter the Jalandhar, the milestone will reach 0. So it is the best way to detect whether the solution has been found or not. If the condition, if the difference between the initial state and the final state, that is the go state, it is 0, then you detect that yes, the solution has been found. Otherwise, you will say that solution has not been found, and still we have to continue with the actions of your plan. Next is detect dead ends so that they can be abandoned and the system effort is directed in more full. This I have already told you that your plan should have some mechanism so that it can detect whether the system you are investigating, you are taking actions on your system, is your system moving forward? If the difference is being reduced, suppose anybody said you have to move to 80 kilometer and you have started some different way in a Lahore side, then distance will be increasing. So this is not the way. So you are just moving in that particular city in Amritsar itself. You are driving in Amritsar itself. So every time you see the milestone, the distance is 80 kilometers. So there is a, you can say dead loop is there. You are rotating in Amritsar itself from one gate to another. There are 12 gates in Amritsar. So distance between Amritsar, though you are moving, you are driving your car, but the distance between the Amritsar and Jalandhar is still 80. So means you are not moving in a right direction. You are rotating round and round to the different gates of the Amritsar. So you have to detect the dead ends. Or sometimes not only the dead ends, you are moving into the some different direction. Suppose you are moving into the Lahore side, Karinda and all that. Then your milestone will increase the in spite of 80, it will show 85, 90, 100 and so on. So your plan should have a mechanism to detect the dead ends. This is very important. And you have to abandon those dead ends. You have to make your system come out of those that particular dead end. Otherwise, you will be vanishing, going through all of your resources, and your result will be nil. So what we want, your result should be full and final, and your resources should not go null. So this is the main thing of the planning. These are the 4 important components of the planning. Very important components from the examination point of view. So you have to see, and the question may come, you have to explain all those components with some case study. You have to take any example with you, and you have to explain each and every component that I have explained just now. We're taking the example of that you have to move from Amritsar to Jalandhar. So similar, sometimes case study you have to choose from your side, or sometimes case study is given, like the stock go stack problem or the block world problem that we will do. So here sometimes the case study or the problem is given, and you have to explain all these 4 components, taking that particular example into context. So sometimes you are given freedom to explain these 4 components with your example, or sometime you are given the problem and you have to explain these 4 steps taking into account that particular problem which is given in your paper. So be ready. So it is a full, you can say full 10 marks questions can be there about the explain the different components of planning system with the given particular case study, or explain the different components of the planning with any case study of your choice. So this type of questions can be in an examination. So I will be also having some polls today. 4 to 5 polls will be there. So be ready for those polls also. So first, that I have already explained this thing, choose the best rule for applying the next rule. So many rules may be available. So you have to evaluate all the rules, all the plans, using some heuristics. Heuristic means some information or some knowledge about these steps. Then you can find the cost of these particular steps. So evaluation through heuristics. So which plan or which algorithm is best, or which rule is best, you have to apply the heuristics and do some calculations, as we did in BFS A star, where we make the calculations. So this is the thing about how to choose one of the best rule. Then apply the chosen rule for this again. You can apply that directly, or sometimes you cannot apply that rule directly. So you have to change the state of the system so that you can apply that particular rule. Then detect when a solution has been found. When the difference between current and the goal state becomes zero, we say that yes, our problem is solved and we have find the solution. And if this difference is not zero, means there is no solution. You have to still go through your plan. You have to still need some actions to accomplish your work. Same as it was in a means and analysis, same algorithm is there. So we have to detect the dead ends also. This we have discussed many times today. So I will move forward. So these are the four components of any planning system. So types of system that I have given some, you can say, light on: reactive systems and the non-reactive system. So systems where you need not know how the system will respond. So you do something, you do take some steps, then you come to know, then your system will respond on the basis of what steps you have taken. So those systems are known as the reactive systems. So some systems are, you know that it will, how you do not know how will you it will react. So you take some actions on a system, then it reacts. So for those systems, you cannot make a full plan in advance. You cannot make a total plan in advance. So in these systems, you will have a partial plannings, not the total plan. The plans will be not the linear one, it will be the non-linear on the basis of how the system reacts. And some system are non-reactive system, means they will remain the same. So you know the environment of the system that it will remain always same. So you need not change anything. The system is working as it is. So if there is no change in examination system, so it is a non-reactive system. You can plan your examination that 30 sheets will be there, 3 hours time will be there. So it is a non-reactive type of systems. The types of planning. So linear planning, that is full order planning or total planning. It is also known as total order planning. So it suits the system which are unreactive, that is non-reactive. So here you can make the whole plan of a system in advance. But another reactive system are the non-linear system where it requires the non-linear planning. So the planning is partial. You make some plan, then you execute, then you see the reaction of the system, then you make further plans. That is known as the partial order plan. And it sometimes the plans are made in modules. There are different modules. So if this you say, just see, just understand partial order planning also. Suppose there is a module one, you have taken some actions for this module. On basis of this reaction, there is question is there. So if it is yes, you will run this module. If it is no, you will run this module, M2 or M3. So where you make the plans or small steps of accomplishing the modules. So here it is a non-linear type of planning. So it is a partial. You have made the plans, actions for this, accomplishment of this module, accomplishment of this module, and accomplishment of this module. And according to situation, you will see either M1 and M3 will be there, or M1 or M2 will be there. So this type of planning is known as the partial order plan. And it happens basically in the reactive systems. So partial order planning, a partial order plan or a partial plan is a plan which specifies all the actions that need to be taken, but only specifies the order between actions when necessary. So what has to be done to solve this particular module? It is specified. What has to be done to solve this particular module M1? It is specified. What actions has to be taken to solve this particular module M2? But what will the sequence? It is not known. It can be M1 or M3, or it can be M1 or M2. So this sequence you do not know. But what actions will be taken, you know, but it is in a module. This type of planning is known as the partial order planning, and it's non-linear in nature. It is sub goals. Sub goals are divided either this goal or this goal, and it is interleaving also. Sometimes, suppose continue loop is there. So from here you go there, again you go there, again you go there until some condition. So interleaving, one step between the another also. So if it is can be M1, M2, M3, M4. So it can be M1, M4, M3. So any module can be interleaved in between the another module. So as we see that we call sometime inbuilt functions. So from one function you are calling the another function. So you can call any inbuilt function or any user defined function anytime. So that is interleaving. Taking one function, you are moving into the main function and you are calling the another function. Then you are calling again in the main function. Again you are calling some other function. That is known as the interleaving. So these are some characteristics of the partial order planning. That is, it is non-linear. Here sub goals, you accomplish the sub goals, and goals to sub goals can be interleaved. Total order planning, it maintains a total ordering between all the actions at every stage of the planning. I mean, whatever actions you have meant that 1, 2, 3, 4, at every stage it is maintained that after 2 you have to take the action 3, after 3 you have to take the action 4. So it is linear in nature. Then is the hierarchical planning. So if there are some levels that there is structure of any module is there. This is the type of hierarchical planning where you can go to this particular module only if you have completed this module. So actions of this module will only be taken place if actions or you have gone through this particular module. That is, child can only be visited if you have already visited the parent. So this type of planning is known as the hierarchical planning. So there are constraints. I have already told that there are some limitations while planning. So some steps can be taken or some means you have to complete your plan with particular time. You have to accomplish your work in a given particular time. So it is a constraint of a time. It is a limitation on a time. That type of constraint is known as a temporal constraint. Or if there is a some limitation or bounding is there on a man, money or material, then means resources. So that type of constraints are known as the resource constraint. You can give an example about the temporal constraint and the resource constraint. I have given you the examination system where temporal time bound is there that you have to complete your examination in a 3 hours, and resource constraint means you have 32 numbers of sheets to complete with. You cannot have an extra sheet in a final examination. So now come to that system, what I am saying. So what case study can be there, that is the block world problem, or it is also known as goal stack problem. Write down. Block world problem is also known as the goal stack problem, and it is simply known as the STRIPS problem also, STRIPS. So it is the rule, a planning system is there, a particular plan has to be there. Suppose there is a start state where block A is on a table, block B is on a table, and block C is on A, and there is a robot hand that we have done already. Some sort of this sort of thing in means and analysis also. Then what is the goal state, that C is on a table, then B is over C and A is over B. So here you have to stack and unstack. So what is the initial situation you can say? So on table B. So B is on a table, A is on a table, then C is on A, Robert hand is empty, and clear C. Clear C and clear B means there is nothing on top of block C and B. So this is the initial situation. So final situation is what, where you want to go is on C table means C is on a table, block B is on C, block A is on B, Robert hand is empty, and A is clear. This means there is nothing on top of block A. So you have to now write all those four, whatever I said, four components of a planning. You have to explain four components of a planning in this system, taking this into example. So here there are many choice. You can make a different types of plan. You can put C down, then whatever the maybe thing, then you put A on B or B on C. So there are various method to solve the problem. So you have to see what is the best method. Then you have to see is there any deadlock or not. You are not doing it properly. You have to see are you moving towards goal, because you can give the points like +1 -1. If the situation is right, one block is over another block, so you will say +1. If it is not, you can say -1. Then you will add all +1 and -1, and if your system becomes 0, then it is good. Otherwise it is not the solution. So you have to also detect your system. So you have to give the example. You have to give the example, this example, and explain all those 4 steps. So you have to have a practice. So for plan of block world problem or ghost type problem, for the given problem we start and we have to go to the goal can be achieved by the following sequences. And what are the operations you can do? You can unstack, you can put down, you can pick up, then you stack, then pick up and stack. So what are the actions you have to be taken? So you have made the list of the actions and you have to see whether the action can be accomplished or not. If the hand is empty, then only robot can pick up. If hand is not empty, so robot can not pick up. So these actions you have to see. If if you change step 4 and 5, then it cannot be accomplished. So you have to put down, then only pick up. If you change 2 and 3, so you are writing the pickup, but you have not put down something. So until or unless you put down, you cannot, robot hand could not pick up something. So it will be a dead state now, dead end. So you have to write the put down. If you don't write put down, a robot hand is already picking some block. So how can, and again you write pickup, so you write 2 consecutive pickups. So it will not be possible because after one pickup, you want to do the another pickup, then put down has to be there in between. Then only you can accomplish your job. Otherwise, your system will not move forward and it will be in a dead state. So you have to give such examples. That's sir, in a writing, if I change over, if I write to pick up continuously and you are not having put down, then it will be the uh, fourth component that you have reached the dead end. So you have to see. So taking one action and another action, you have to see your system is moving forward or not. If your system is stuck somewhere, then it is the dead end. And you have to explain all those 4 components as I have explained in this example. So there are certain rules that I have said. You can only pick up that is known as the prerequisite. That is known as the prerequisite. You can only pick up if the hand is empty. You can always put something on a block one over the another if the block is already clear. If you want to put A on C, then you have to see that C is already clear. If C is not clear, you cannot put A on C. It means C is not clear. There is already something on a C. So these are the conditions you have to see. So if the conditions you have prerequisite for taking every action, there are some prerequisite conditions. You have to follow those prerequisite conditions. Those are known as the rules. So you can hold something only if your arms, your hand is empty. You can put down something only if you have holding something. If you do not hold something, how could you put something down? So these are the conditions, prerequisites or the conditions or the rules for stacking and unstacking you have to go through, and through these rules only you can explain those 4 components of a planning. So this is all about the planning. So before going to the, we will go through the poll of the planning. So I just want to ask you some questions if you. So Nikhilesh Sharma, Nikhilesh, unmute yourself. Nikhilesh, Iram, and Ram Manohar. Nikhilesh, Iram, and Ram Manohar. Please
Hello.
unmute yourself, three of you.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. This is Iram.
Yes, sir.
Iram, have you understood
Yes, sir.
each and every steps?
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat those four steps of four components of a planning?
Yes, sir. The first step is that hand should be empty.
No, no, not the ghost type problem. The
Then,
simple steps, four steps of planning or the components of a planning. First is choose the best, something like this.
sorry,
Four
sir, I don't
components of
remember.
planning. So you speak whatever you want to speak. You are speaking with examples, then you say like, yes, Iram, speak now.
Ye- Yes, sir.
You speak what you want to speak.
So the first was the hand should be empty, like the goal states you are talking about. The hand should be empty, and if you're placing the any entity over one another, that entity you have to check first that whether it's empty or it's already occupied. If it's already occupied, then we cannot place any entity over it. We have to clear it first.
So this you are speaking the example what I have taught. I am talking about simple question. What are the four components of planning? What are the four most important steps of a planning? Number one is anybody else? I have taken the four names. Nikhilesh Sharma, three names. Nikhilesh, Poonam, Prabnoor. Nikhilesh, Poonam, Prabnoor. Unmute yourself. Nikhilesh, Poonam, Prabnoor.
Hello.
Hello. Prabnoor is there?
Yes, sir.
Prabnoor, tell me four components of a planning. Yes, yes. Prabnoor. Tell me the four components of planning. Nikhilesh, Sanjay. Sanjay, earlier also I have taken your name and you did not unmute yourself. Nikhilesh and Sanjay. Yes, Sanjay, now speak. Four components of planning. If anybody else wants to speak, if anybody else want to speak, Ram Manohar, Ram Manohar, Sonu Rawat. So I'm taking the name. If you are not present, you are not responding to the names that I am talking, it may lose your attendance then for today. You may lose your attendance. Ram Manohar, Sonu Rawat, Sanjay, Nikhilesh. So many names I have taken and you all are not responding. Vedant Suneja is also there and Vishal Kumar. You both can unmute. Vishal Kumar, Vishal.
Yes, sir.
So if Vishal can respond, why not other students? Yes,
Hello.
Vishal. Is it
Yes,
Vishal?
sir. Yes, sir.
Tell,
Yes, sir.
tell me the 4 components of planning.
Good component of planning. Sir, hashtag.
No, no, it is not a component of a planning. Components of a planning.
um,
So what I do, I again share the screen. You all go through the screen again. I will not speak. I will stop the screen for a few seconds and you go through the screen again, all of you. So you all go through the screen. These are some definitions of the planning. So you all go through these definitions again. I will not speak. You can read yourself different definitions of the planning. So soon after this screen sharing, I will be having your poll now. Just go through this slide again and again. Very important slide. Components of planning system. Because you have to explain these 4 components with a certain example in an examination if it is a long question from the planning chapter. Very, very important slide. So there can be 2 marks question like what are the components of planning. It can be a 5 marks question, explain the components of the planning, or it can be 10 marks question, explain the components of a planning with a suitable case study. Same question, what are the components of planning? 2 marks. Explain components of planning, 5 marks, or explain the components of planning with suitable case study, then it will be a 10 marks question. For 8 marks question, there will be first part maybe types of planning or defining plan. So in all types of question, 2 marks, 5 marks, or 10 marks, you have to write this. So if it is a 5 marks question, you have to write this also. Each and every, you have to explain each and every component like this. I have given the overview or the outline of explanation. Many rules may be available. Means you have to write. Different plans may be available, and you have to select the one of the optimum plan. And how you will select? You have to evaluate each and every plan. And how will you will evaluate? You have to apply some heuristics. Here you can give the example of BFS, AFS. You may say some example if you are taking into account some algorithm which is written in a plan. So different algorithms can be there. So you can say for BFS, the evaluation system is Fn is equal to Hn. For A star, it is Fn is equal to Hn plus Gn. So this you can write how to evaluate and how to apply the heuristics. Then you have to write this thing. Means whatever the rule you can apply it directly, or you have to change the state if required. That I have given one example. You cannot directly apply the rules. You have to change the state. Like puncture example was there. Then how to find solution has been found. Then how to dead ends. You can bring out some cases which are the examples of the dead ends. So you may write It is very much required to get out of the dead end. Otherwise, you will be losing your resources. You will be lagging behind the time. You will be your system will fail due to some constraints. And types of system, reactive systems. You have to give example of a reactive system. You have to give the example of the non-reactive system and how you plan in the reactive system and the non-reactive system. Then what is linear planning? What is non-linear planning? Then total order planning, that is the full order planning of the linear planning. Then the non-linear, it is a partial order planning. And what is partial order planning? What is the nature, what are the characteristics of the partial order planning? You can go through this slide again and again. I stop here for 30 seconds. You can. So I have given example on a board about this slide. The module 1 was there, module 2, module 3. So it is always non-linear because some conditions may be there. It can be M1 and M2, it can be M1 or M3 based on some conditions. And total order planning, throughout whenever stage you take, whatever the plan you have made, the sequence remains the same. That is 1 after 2, 2 after 1, 3 after 2, 4 after 3. At every stage, you are maintaining that particular sequence. Then the hierarchical planning, before moving to the child, some notes you have to fulfill whatever is required, whatever the actions are to be taken on the parent node, then only you can move to the child node. So there are some certain systems you cannot move to the lower level entities until unless you process the higher level entities. Then two types of constraints, the constraints of time and the constraints of resources. Then the block world problem that we have discussed. So this is about the planning. So today I will not start the next chapter. We will be remaining here. Otherwise you will get confused. So though the time is there, 15 to 20 minutes are there, but I will not start the new chapter. Otherwise you will get confused. So next time only I will start the genetic algorithm or the neural network. We will see. So today's topic is the planning. So very important. What I want to say to you all is you have to complete your now practical work also. You have to complete the first writing the algorithms of the BFS and DFS. So I already told that I will not send the videos for that. So you have to make the soft copy of BFS and DFS and send to me at amarpreetsingh@amritsar.org. The same email address where you have sent your MST1. So you have to send the first two practicals in this week. So I had taken one practical class where I told you about that BFS and DFS you have done many times. That is breadth first search and depth first search. You have to write the program in any language, either in C, C++ or Python. Implement it and send me the soft copy. And this week I will send you the video of best first search algorithm. So I will not send you the program. I will only send you the algorithm and I will tell you how to execute your program. So program you have to write your own. You have done Python, all of you. So you have to, either you may write in C or C++ also, but preferable you write in Python. So this is your task. I will tell you that I will set the video, but I will tell you about the algorithm, not the program. Code you have to write yourself. So I will go for a poll now, today's poll. So be ready, all of you. I'm going to launch the today's poll. So let me launch the first poll of today. So I launched the poll number 1 for today. It is on planning. Just go through this poll. All of you go through this poll. Fourteen of you have polled up till now. You have polled. I'm going to end this poll in a minute now. So first question is generally planning consists of dash components. So many a times I have shared this slide. So still 5 students have not polled, means they are absent, they are not here. Still 5 students have not polled, 4 left now. Just poll all of you. I'm going to end this. Still 4 students have not polled, 3 left. So answer for the first is 4 components. So any planning system consists of 4 components. And second is just, yes, it is heuristics. So you have to apply, choose the best rule according to the available heuristics. You have to make the calculations. You have to evaluate each and every type of the rule according to the available heuristics. So second question for today's poll is, second poll of today's. So it is in front of you. So it is some, we can make full plan beforehand in. So it is not we both can, it is misprinted, mistyped. It is we can make a full plan beforehand in reactive systems or unreactive systems. Spelling is also there, reactive and unreactive system, both of above or none above. So a full plan can be made beforehand in reactive systems, unreactive system, both of them or none of them. So it is a particular answer. There is a particular. And second is partial order planning is a type of linear or non-linear. So options for the first question is reactive system, unreactive system, both of above and none of above. So reactive system is that you do not know beforehand. You do not know how the system is going to react to your actions. And unreactive system, you know beforehand. Already you know how the system is going to react. Before start, you know about the environment of the system. That is the unreactive system. It will remain same. It will not change. It will not react, give a different reactions on the actions you take place. So beforehand, you know how the system is going to behave. That is unreactive system. Reactive system, that you do not know beforehand how the system is going to react. So just see where you will make a full plan before starting, where you will make a full plan, in the active or unreactive, or both, or none. So 10 students still left and I'm going to end the poll now. I will just wait only for 10 seconds. I'm going to end the poll. Still 7 students left. 4 left. I'm going to end the poll. 2 students still left. I will see if the same student are not present in all the polls, means he is absent. I will mark them absent today. So answer to the first question was unreactive system, and answer for the second question is non-linear planning. Next, I will go for the next poll. First question is, a partial plan or partial plan is a plan which specifies all actions that need to be taken. Always specifies order between actions, but only specifies order between actions when necessary. And second is dash maintains a total ordering between all actions at every stage of planning. So I will only give 1 minute more. Very simple question. Only 5 have responded. I'm going to end next 40 seconds this poll. Thirteen have responded. 20 have logged their answers. Last 30 seconds, and 12 students still not responded. 5, 7 students left. 5. Last 10 seconds now. 4 students still left, did not polled. So just poll. Just finish your poll, all of you. Two students still left. I'm going to end the poll now. So answer for the first was second, and answer for the second question was total order planning. Next. In my lecture, I have given another name for the block world problem. This is only one question, so only 1 minute will be given. Be fast. Only 1 minute will be given, and 35 seconds are elapsed now. 4 students left. It is very simple. 4 students did not responded. So another name for block world problem is the ghost stack problem. It is also known as strips, STRIPS. So there can be strips also. So strips is an example of ghost stack problem or a block world problem. So this is all for today. So if anybody wants to tell something, he may or she tell me. I'm here for 2 minutes. If anybody wants to tell something, if you want to share something, anyone? If any doubt, you may speak. I have allowed you to say. I have unmuted you all.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
Yes, yes, Risha.
सर मुझे कोई भी पोल शो नहीं हुई, मैंने आपको मैसेज भी किया था उसी टाइम और व्हाट्सएप पे भी किया, यहाँ भी।
बेटा ये समय तो आप देख रहे हो, आई डू नॉट हैव एनी मोबाइल इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी, तो ये आपके एंड में देर में भी प्रॉब्लम। यहाँ तो सबने पोल किया है, आपको कोई एंड में कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा वहाँ पे आप चेक करो। यहाँ से तो
सर
सबने पोल किया
नेटवर्क
हुआ है,
इशू
मेरे
तो
पास
नहीं
रिस्पॉन्सेज
है
भी हैं, सिर्फ आपका ही रहता है।
सर, मैंने लैपटॉप से ज्वाइन किया मे बी, बट नहीं शो हुई कोई भी पोल। मैंने उसी टाइम मैसेज भी किया था यहाँ पर भी
बेटा
और
मैं
व्हाट्सएप पे
यहाँ
भी।
पे तो आपके एंड में कोई टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ से तो मुझे पास आपके जितना सबने 33 स्टूडेंट ने रिस्पॉन्ड किया, 34 में से 32 ने।
ओके सर।
ये आपके एंड में कोई प्रॉब्लम है, उसको रीइंस्टॉल करो नेक्स्ट टाइम के लिए, है ना?
यस सर।
So okay, then I call for a day, call it a day. Go through this chapter again and again, but very easy chapters. So all the coming chapters, they have equal weightage, but their content is very less as compared to the algorithm chapter. And I again repeat, you have to submit BFS and DFS practical this week in a soft copy at Amarpreet Singh at amritsar.org, actamritsar.org, the same mail ID where you have submitted your test MST. Oh, okay, bye then. Bye for a day.